Hello, hello, hello. Come on in, come on in. I hope that y'all are well. Come on in, come on in. Put a one in the comments if you can hear me clearly. Oh, I hope this is on correctly. Hello, hello. Let me make sure my correctly. Hello, hello. Let me make sure my perfection. Come on in, come on in, come on in. So today I'm gonna put y'all on some game. Did I put the title in here? I did not. So let me put the full title at the bottom. And put in the comments where you're watching from. Yeah. So today I'm talking about the power of rest and why your period is key to unleashing the fullness of your energy. Okay? Specifically when we're talking about feminine energetics. Hey Georgia, hey Nashville. I hope that y'all are well. So we've been lied to about our periods, and so I'm gonna break it down. Hey Carolyn. So if you have a friend who is struggling to, and let me just go ahead and say this, because let's get into this real quick, y'all. Where we are right now, energetics is very important, and so if you hear me in this season talking the most about energetics, because it is literally the most important thing that's happening. Paying attention to the energy within yourself and around you is extremely important and extremely vital, because there is a lot that's happening. And if you don't know how to control your energy and motion, it's going to be a bit of a struggle. I was just having a conversation actually with a guy friend of mine, and I was saying, this summer it's not really feeling like the outside summer that people were talking about. People was like, oh, this summer we're going to be outside, we're going to do this. It does not feel like a summer that we need to be outside. And I don't know if it's just me. Even with the traveling that I'm doing, it is giving, this energy is giving to focus, to zone in, and to do what it is that you are supposed to be doing right now. And only you know what that looks like. Like for me, for example, I have been called to several things. So the focus right now for me is, what I'm hearing on the inside of me is work, get your health together. Make sure you're working out. Your stamina is where it needs to be. Why it needs to be like that, I don't know, but I'm listening. And it also is saying, make sure that you are investing wisely when it comes down to your finances. So I think that we all can kind of feel it, that something is on the horizon, but we just don't know what it is. And so because we don't know what it is, and we're not really sure of the fullness of what all that is going to look like, it's very important that you control the one aspect of self that you can control, or you control the one thing that you can control, which is yourself. And a part of that is controlling your energy and motion, your emotions. So and a huge part of that is understanding the power in rest as a woman, because I think as women, we are so used to, especially women of color, we are so used to just running, that we don't have the proper appreciation for rest, and our bodies are reflecting that. This is why I feel like we have so many women that their bodies are under stress in the form of fibroids, in the form of cysts, in the form of illnesses and different things like that. If you have never heard of me before, my name is Elle. I'm a feminine mastery architect. And what I do is that I support my clients who are high performing, amazing, high level women leaders. I ignite them by aligning Allah. I ignite them to harness their feminine energy, as well as master emotional intelligence in business, which is going to drive their creativity up, which is going to increase their productivity, which is going to grow their business on a financial level greatly. I've used this strategy to support my clients in going from 5 figures to 6 figures, and from 6 figures to multi 6 figures. The biggest thing in that process that I teach my clients, and while they're able to start making the type of money that they want to make, or attracting the people into their experience that they are desiring, is because I help them shift their energetics. Okay? And a lot of people don't realize the importance of energetics, but energetics are extremely important. That's what your top people that you're seeing in business, that's what they pay for. They get in masterminds and pay $20,000 for people to be able to support them with their mindset, because they are now getting so much money, or having, all the things that they wanted to come to them, and them trying to master or come into the reality that they've actually manifested these things can be very difficult for some. So they need community. It's one of those things, like if you know a person, or if you give a person who's never had $1,000,000 and you don't give them mentorship and you don't give them community, then they're not necessarily going to know what to do with that money or to do with themselves. Okay, so energetics are very important. If you don't know what energetics are, energetics is basically the study of energy and how it transforms everything around you and inside of you. So every thought, every action, every emotion emits a form of energy, and the universal algorithm responds to that energy. Okay, it is my strong belief that the Most High created the universe, and the universe is the largest responder in the entire world. It responds to what you sow into it. So whatever you sow, you shall reap, which is why when you sow nothing, you get nothing. And so, like when I was speaking about it being a summer where people are feeling like this ain't the summer to really be outside, when I was talking to my guy friend, he was basically saying, this is the summer where a lot of people are not really having a lot of money. A lot of people are in spaces where they are trying to figure out how they're going to take care of things. And to be honest with you, I remember having this conversation, and like I said, I've been having it for about 2 years now. There's a line being drawn between women who are seeking mastery, and women who are living in the space of mediocrity. And the women who are achieving mastery, like things are happening for them, they're starting to make more money in their business, things are manifesting for them extremely fast. It's because these women understand energetics. These women are not allowing any Tom, Dick, and Harry to come and suck up their feminine energy. Because if you don't realize, as a woman, the energy that is who you are is so extremely attractive. And if you're not careful, the wrong type of man, the wrong type of person will sift that feminine energy from you. And this is why you leave them and you're exhausted. This is why you even leave them from being in their presence, and your skin and your glow is even off. It's not even there anymore. And it's because you are allowing someone to actually sift your energy, take up your time. And the more you give away your energy, the more your attention is going to flow towards that person. Whatever you give your energy to, it has the potential to manipulate. Whatever you give your attention to, it has the potential to manipulate your emotions and your energy. The longer you watch a movie, that's a thriller, the more they get you heightened with what's going on in the movie, with the music and the different cues and different things that they have that are going on. So you really have to start paying attention to these things, because energetics matter. And most importantly, rest matters. So if you want to sustain your business or sustain your creativity where you're consistently seeing cash flow, then you are going to have to learn how to calm your nervous system, okay? And a part of you calming your nervous system as a woman is knowing when you should be resting every single month. When you are on your cycle, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you should not be overworking and working yourself when you're on your cycle, because there are things that are happening within your body. And I don't think women realize that. And because you don't realize that, it's causing women to become more and more ill. So today I'm going to break down the power of your rest and what that looks like, and how your period is, in actuality, it actually is the key to you unleashing the fullness of your energy for the next month, the next cycle. A lot of women don't really understand and know that you have 4 phases in your cycle. It's menstrual, it's follicular, it's ovulation, and it's luteal. During those 4 phases, you literally become 4 different women. If you don't understand the energetics of what's happening within your body, if you don't understand the science of your body as a woman, you will find yourself looking like how can I say it, GMO fruit. You know how you look at fruit from afar and you look at the apple and you try to decide that it's so shiny, it must be the best apple that's actually out there, but that's actually the one that's rotten because it actually has poison on the inside of it? Yeah. That's how it's going to be looking. We have to start dealing with the reality that you can't run yourself around ragged. You can't be everyone's person, because when things really start shifting, if you think people are struggling now and are unhinged now, wait till this stuff really hits the fan with these countries. We are about to embark on a journey in this life that none of us have ever experienced. I am constantly talking to the elders on the regular, and I'm talking to 60 and 70 and 80-year-old people who are saying, I have never seen the world like this. I have never seen the world like this. You mean to tell me you did 80 years on this place, in this place, and you don't know what's going on? That's a reason for concern. That's a huge reason for concern. And you need to be zoned in on your energetics so you know what you need to be doing in this season to prepare for whatever is coming. And a part of that is you understanding and knowing how to be still and how to rest. So let's go ahead and get into it, all right? The power of rest. Why your period is the key to unleashing the fullness of your energy. Let me just start you out by letting you know we have been lied to when it comes down to our periods. It's not a weakness. It's actually your secret weapon. It's actually your secret weapon because your cycle is the key to you being able to do things that you never thought you can do because you are unlocking levels of energy, creative energy. You're unlocking things within your body and you're activating aspects of your brain that you may not have been paying attention to previously, which is going to put you in position to create things, and innovations is what is going to get you paid. Innovations, being creative, human creativity is going to get you paid, but you can't create if you have blocks. You can't create if you have blocks. What about when you no longer get a period? If you're, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that too. Are you not getting your period because you're imbalanced, or are you not getting your period because you have hysterectomy? If you had a hysterectomy or you're in a state of menopause, you still have a hormonal cycle. Okay? So because of that, it still needs to be tracked, and you still want to be in rhythm with your natural cycle. I've heard a little bit about it, but I don't know too much about it. I think it's a film, and I watched it, and I kind of have an idea, but I don't know enough to be given a summary on it. But let's go ahead and get into this, okay? So number one, the first reason that the power of rest, or the first reason why your period is the key to unleashing the fullness of your energy, is because it's a time frame for renewal and rejuvenation. When you even go back to scripture, right? Because everything I'm going to give you is going to come from scripture, science, and psychology. When you even go back to scripture and it talks about when women were on their cycle, those women were in solitude during that time frame. Those women weren't working. Those women were resting. And the reason why it was very important for them to rest, because it is literally, your cycle is your natural reset button. It is literally you think the beginning of the month starts on the 1st. The beginning of your monthly cycle, which is your monthly turnaround, okay? It starts during the space of menstruation. That is your reset button. That is where you are renewing and you are becoming more rejuvenated, because it's time for you to reset. Let me tell you what happens when you ignore this. When you ignore your cycle and you just kind of work through it, or take Midol and do this and keep going, ignoring this phase of your cycle where you are actually releasing is literally like running a marathon without any water. Eventually you're going to collapse. Your cycle sets the tone for the rest of your month. So if you don't set the tone by starting it off with resting and rejuvenation, you run the risk of wrecking the balance of your body. Because let me put you on game if you didn't know. In order for you to have a healthy cycle, there are 4 things that need to be in balance within your body. If you are currently not having a cycle and you are off balance, possibly, I'm going to tell you exactly where the problem may lie within your body, okay? Number 1, a cycle requires a balanced kidney. A cycle requires a balanced heart. A cycle requires a balanced liver. A cycle requires a balanced spleen. If you are not having a monthly cycle, one of those organs, major organs, is not doing what it's supposed to do. Something is off within the body, because the body naturally has its own rhythm. When you begin to come into your spiritual awakening, from my understanding and from what I've seen from myself and what I've seen from my clients, you begin to realize that you no longer need an alarm clock. You begin to realize and come into the vulnerability of when your body naturally will wake itself up. And what I have found is when people start to really begin to align with their rhythm, they naturally realize that they wake up early. They don't need alarm clocks because your body is its own alarm clock. But when the body is out of balance, it will sleep more. When the body is out of balance, it will not do what it normally does. But this is what happens, and this starts with you simply ignoring the phase of your cycle where you are releasing. When you are releasing, you are supposed to be releasing the things spiritually that don't belong, the things mentally that don't belong, the things emotionally that don't belong. And when you're not doing that, you're carrying that weight spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and probably physically as well, from month to month to month to month, because you're not in alignment with your natural rhythm. You don't understand the importance of rest. And I tell women all the time, especially when we're doing business, I know the society told you to hustle yourself into the ground and to work 25/8, but the reality and the truth of it is how you see real reward is by understanding that you have to take risk in business, by understanding that those risks are going to give you results. Those results can be very rewarding, but you also have the benefit of rest. That is the foundational model that I utilize and I implement to my clients without even having to say it. My clients are taught the importance of resting because when you rest, you can receive. A lot of why women struggle to receive is because you don't rest. Even when it talks about in scripture, and I think it's Psalm 46:10, where it says, "Be still and know that I am God." Y'all won't even be still enough to hear. You can't be still enough to listen. You can't sit along with your own thoughts. You don't know how to rest, so you struggle to receive. Whether that's income, whether that's compliments, whether that's insight, you struggle to receive because you won't rest enough. Your mind can't rest enough. You can't turn your mind, the thoughts off, to rest your mind enough to be able to receive digital downloads that will put you in position to create an invention so amazing, or to create something so amazing that literally will support you in creating a 6 and 7 figure business. But because you're so mentally all over the place and overwhelmed because you don't know how to rest, you can't receive. And that's why you're not getting the things that you want in life. That's why you're not attracting the type of community that you desire. That's why you're not attracting the type of mate that you desire, because you're not an energetic match for these things because you are blocked. You've blocked the pathway for you to receive, when your ability to receive is literally like a flowing river. But you literally put rocks there. There are rocks there that are blocking the flow of this creativity needed so that you can move forward. So during the time frame of your cycle, it's very important for you to really embrace that time and really rest and allow your body to rejuvenate and renew itself so that you can receive. Okay? Number 2, another reason why your period is the key to unleashing the fullness of your energy is because during that time frame, your intuition and your clarity is like chef's kiss. Baby, if you can hear, you really be hearing. Okay? When you are releasing and when you are fully releasing and you're open to receive, it's like the downloads just flow from you. I had a one-on-one one of my clients where I did she was on a testimonial and we were talking about it. Thank you, my love, for these gifts. And she was talking about how once she removed these blocks, she realized that she could create and she was receiving and things were flowing to her because she had a heightened intuition. Your intuition heightens during that time frame. You're very sensitive during that time frame, which is why it makes sense of why those women in scripture used to be in solitude during that time, because baby, when they came back, they were sharp. When they came back, they had brand new ideas of how they were going to expand, because you do understand as women that we amplify and we expand, right? And we multiply, right? We don't just do that physically with children. When you are understanding and operating in the fullness of who you are, you can multiply something mentally. Baby, there's not one idea that someone can tell me that I can't give them 5 other ideas behind it of how they can make money behind it. Because why? I do my work when it comes down to my intuition. I do my work when it comes down to having clarity. I rest when it comes down to me being on my menstrual cycle, because it's very important for me to receive, because I know the digital downloads coming from the Most High are going to be massive during that time frame. And you literally The Most High could be wanting to pour blessings on your head and fill you up with them, but because you are so blocked, because you won't rest, you can't even get what you want. You can't even get what you really desire. The Most High wants to give you the desires of your heart, last time I checked in scripture, but you're so full and your hands so tight, you can't even receive, because you just don't know how to be still and know that the Most High is the Most High. You don't understand that your body is telling you and it's designed for you to rest during that time frame, but you let society trick you into believing that you need to work extremely hard. Those heavy cramps are not normal. See, let's talk about it. You cramping hard on your period is not normal. See, they made it normal. I want y'all better start paying attention to how society creates a problem for you, and then we'll turn around and sell you the solution to that problem. Midol is specifically given to most women for their cycle, for your cramps. But let's talk about why you have these cramps in the first place. Because there's something happening within the liver, the kidney, or the heart that's not right. And if your energy in motion, as in your emotions, are not grounded, that energy in motion floating through your body will attack each one of those organs. It's hitting on one of them, whether it's your liver. If you're too angry and you holding resentment in your heart, guess what? It's impacting your liver. It makes the liver weak. If you are constantly in a state of anxiety and worried all the time, you are ruining your spleen. And your spleen serves as the oil filter, basically, of your body. So that means that you can't get rid of the stuff that don't belong in there. And because the quality control vessel in your body is not working because you are worried so much and because you are so anxious, it cannot do its job. So therefore, now you have IBS. That's what the doctor told you. But they did not tell you that the spleen is connected. It works with the stomach, which is why you're having issues with the stomach, because if the spleen is not operating right, then guess what? The stomach is going to be impacted, which means that you start having things like constipation issues. Let's talk about it. But it starts off with little small things like such as dry mouth that you missed. See, these things are not coincidental. These things are connected. That's how much of a masterful architect the Most High actually is in crafting and creating our bodies. These things are connected. The universal law of oneness speaks to how everything is connected. Everything is a derivative of the one. And you have to be very leery when you take out things from your body, such as your gallbladder and other things. It impacts other organs. Everything is connected. So when you are lacking joy in your heart, because let's talk about it. What's the number one disease that women are dying from? Anybody know? What's the number one disease that women are dying from at rapid rates? Specifically, even black women. What we dying from in real time? Heart disease. We are a bunch of broken-hearted women. Let's talk about it. We are a bunch of broken-hearted women. You know what weakens the heart? Lack of joy. The opposite of joy is more in a form of grief. So when you are constantly in a state of grieving over your life and grieving over your circumstances and constantly breaking your own heart, though it tells you in scripture to guard your heart above everything else because from it flows life in Proverbs 4:23, when you continue to grieve it and grieve it and grieve it, it breaks over time. And then it begins to defend itself against all of the attacks that you've allowed it to experience. The heart does not attack you. Excuse me, my nose is itching. The heart does not attack you. Do you really believe that the one that created you would put a vessel within your body that would actually turn around and attack you? That doesn't make any sense. Do you understand that the heart has boundaries around it? And this is the crazy part about the heart, because I really have been studying the heart a whole lot lately. The heart has so much tissue and different things around it to literally block attacks. So when you start having a heart attack, that means that it had to go through all of those boundaries and barriers and surfaces to finally get to your heart, and now your heart is fighting back. You know how long they take? You know how long they take? You know that's a process. You know that broken-hearted syndrome is a real thing? You know people die from that? I know somebody who really died from that. Her heart was broken behind a man. See, let's talk about it. We are out here dying. Stress is the root cause of heart disease, because let's talk about it. Because you don't know how to manage your stress, you probably don't eat the best. Because you don't know how to manage your stress, you probably don't talk to yourself the best. Because you don't know how to manage your stress, you probably participate in activities and things that actually heighten your stress. And because of that, the heart and the organs start to break down. They start to try to do their job. Okay, I saw a post that said a fever is a warning, basically letting you know that your body is saying the devil is not welcome here. It's showing that it's fighting off. I gotta download that fibroids in my family lineage, grandma, me, and self-inflicted baby. I'm gonna tell you the one who could really give them spiritual found fundamentals on fibroids. Sasha Rosa. Because she going to tell you, see, Sasha going to tell you how to heal those fibroids and heal your womb. And I'm going to teach you how to use your womb to make money. But you ain't never lying. These things are very much so coming from within self. But we don't realize that because we don't believe in energetics. We don't believe in the science that we claim that we need to see to be proven correct. It has been proven in science that we carry things genetically. My grandmother, rest her, she carried me, my mother. When she was carrying my mother, I was there. My sister was there. Okay? We were all there in that womb. We were carrying that. Water, and you can go and look this up. Water holds memory. Water holds memory. And I want you to think about, ain't we in a sack full of water? Aren't we in a circle while we in the belly full of water? And so the connections and the things that are felt during that time frame of creation and conception and growth, we get that. We carry that. We have that. And if you don't close those doors from your lineage, it will continue to perpetuate the cycle. So when does it stop? Does it stop when it meets you, or does your daughter have to deal with it? Does it stop when it meets you, or does your great-granddaughter have to deal with it? Because let's go ahead and get into it. I got an inbox from a woman who saw my content on cycles. And she said, I'm so glad you're teaching on this because my grandmother taught me, my mama, and taught my mother and taught my aunts, and they taught all of us exactly what you are teaching about. And you are right. You are correct with the cycle thinking. I'm trying to tell y'all. See, society didn't tell y'all that because they want to make you workers and slaves. So they don't tell you the rest. They tell you to hustle. But the Most High tells you the rest. I was diagnosed with conversion disorder, and after researching, I decided that the body aches are self-inflicted. I always tell people, every dis-ease that's happening within the body is a lack of harmony within the function of the body. Okay? Because the body is a self-healing instrument. It is an intelligent universe within itself. And you only know that something is not working right until you feel it. That's how powerful and amazing it operates on its own. But when we invite things into our body, such as stress, such as burnout, such as saying no to things saying yes to things that we should say no to, when we put ourselves under those type of spells, we begin to cause this lack of harmony within our bodies. Every time you say yes to something you need to say no to, that part of you like, oh, I really don't want to do that. Baby, that's stress on the body. That's stress on the body. Why are you doing that to yourself instead of just being honest? Why? Because you want to look like a good person? You ain't no damn good person because you're not good to yourself. And the scripture literally tells you to love your neighbor as you love yourself. You don't love you enough to tell the truth. So let's get into it. Okay? Thank you for these gifts. The second thing, when I was talking about the heightened intuition and clarity that comes with understanding why your period is the key to unleashing the fullness of your energy, is that your period sharpens your intuition and your clarity. So which puts you in position to be able to receive because you're already releasing. All right. This is a very important time to reflect and gain clear insights. The reason why a lot of women don't get ahead is because they don't take accountability. And a part of you taking accountability is assessing what's happening in your life, specifically around your time of your cycle. But because you're not really assessing, you can't take an account. Therefore, you can't be accountable, which is why you continue to be the victim in all of your relationships, your friendships, and at your in your business, or if you're working in corporate. Okay? Why do we get so emotional leading up to the cycle? Because there are 4 phases in your cycle and you are shifting. There's one phase of your cycle where you are more sensitive, and you should not be having conversations during that time frame, because you're going to appear moody. You're going to appear like you have an attitude because your energetics are low. Again, we coming back to energetics. Because your energetics are low. Are you eating the things that you need to be eating specifically during this particular cycle? If you're not, then your energetics are going to be low. So you eat for the balance of your cycle. That is what you eat for. Now, if women are struggling to conceive or to actually conceive, a lot of women will have a cycle, but then still have issues trying to conceive. If the issue is conception, then the issue is an out of balance spleen. I always ask my clients who come to me for emotional mastery sessions, where we have the Eclipse Your Chaos sessions, and the ones that need frequency shifting, I always ask them, do you deal with anxiety? And the majority of the time, the first thing that comes out of their mouth is yes. Okay? And a lot of women tend to deal with anxiety, end up having IBS. A lot of women who have anxiety end up having constipation issues. Go back and think about children. When they get nervous and they get scared and they get constipated, that's a real thing. The body is in distress. The spleen is in distress to where it can't do its job. So the stomach is impacted by that, and you can't release. And if you can't release the fecal matter and the toxicity within your body, it sits and it rots and it causes disease because it doesn't belong. The liver itself has 300 functions. Let's talk about it again. The liver itself has 300 functions. I'm going to say this again. The liver itself has over 300 functions. Your resentment for your baby daddy, your resentment for your mama not doing what she needs to do, your resentment for your daddy not being there. But let me be very clear. That is ruining your liver, which means that it is impacting one of those 300 or more functions within your body. So baby, y'all letting people make y'all sick, and that's crazy work. That's crazy work. That's crazy work. Okay? Let me read these comments a bit. I lost my father during Luther phase, and girl, okay, the number one, losing your father is, but then in that particular, that's a lot. That's a whole lot. I'm so sorry to hear that about your father. As I've grown spiritually, I noticed God revealing this in me more and more. All glory to God. Amen, baby. That's how I found out. God, the Most High told me. The Most High told me how to do the work on me, because I used to be a regular cycle girl for 20 years. I didn't have a period for about 20 years because I was in balance. The heart, I can tell you right now, my womb was out of balance. My liver was out of balance because I had a lot of anger issues from childhood. So my liver was out of whack. I was always anxious and worried because I was trying to appear as the good child, the good person, the good friend, and all this other stupid stuff, but I was not good to myself, and so my spleen was out of balance. I was growing hair out of every single everywhere, because I was basically turning into a man because I was overworking my body. I was not honoring my feminine energy in any kind of way. My heart was cold, baby, so guess what? The heart was out of balance. The spleen was out of balance. The liver was out of balance. There was no cycle. Or if there was coming, it was here and there. And then I was eating processed foods on top of that. So the body was trying to actually process what this process was. But when it recognized it wasn't food, so it started storing it in my body as fat pockets, which is why I was 90 pounds heavier than I am now. Okay? So all these things that I'm telling you, they start spiritually. And when I started to heal spiritually, that's when I begin to get control of my mind. That's when I begin to understand and control my energetics. That's when I dropped 90 pounds because the Most High told me what to do. That's when my cycle started coming back consistently and has been coming consistently for the last 7 years, despite any metformin, Clomid for pregnancy, or anything like that. My eggs are fine. My body is fine. Everything is absolutely rolling and rocking. And I'm 40. So don't let these people tell you any and everything. Do your work. Do your work. What if you no longer have a cycle? Then you need to check into seeing if if you have not had a hysterectomy and you are just simply out of balance. Then it's time to figure out what's out of balance within your body, because a cycle requires the balance of the kidneys, the balance of the heart, the balance of the liver, and the balance of the spleen. Okay? And we are rocking and rolling in heart disease. We are rocking and rolling in liver disease. And we are rocking and rolling in kidney disease. And none of these things are by coincidence, but they are by design, because we are not working against humans. We are working against principalities. And if your body is so weak that you can't operate the vessel, then guess what? You can't complete your assignment. Get it? See how they've been playing in your face the whole time? Listen. A lot of kids I work with as young as 6 already have serious digestion issues and eczema, baby. Yes, ma'am. Because what's happening what's happening when they in that circle? What is the memory of that water that surrounds them? Because they are literally in a circle of water, and water holds memory. Y'all can go look this up, because everything I give you gonna come from scripture, science, and psychology. But water holds memory. Why do you think you may hear people say things like, make sure you speak into your water before you drink it? See, you hear people say things like that because water actually holds memory in real time. So what are the memories that was in that water before it bursted? Okay? Because that baby got it. So very important to pay attention to. Magnesium helps. Let me go back up. Sorry. Magnesium helps relax the nerves and bowels. That is true, but I'm going to be honest with you. If you're not controlling your energy and emotion, it don't matter how many supplements you take. They ain't gonna work. I had a woman who lived in Australia, and we had a one-on-one session, and she was explaining to me how I was talking about the liver and anger and how it resides. And she said she feels that so much. She said she's done so many things to detox her liver. She's like, I've done this detox, I've done this, and it doesn't seem like anything is working. And the first thing I said to her was, does your liver even have the energy to receive what you're trying to fill it? Or is it already beat down and broken down from the anger and the resentment that you just explained to me that you've been carrying for the last 20 years? If it's been beaten down with that, it's not going to respond to you giving it a supplement. It's not even strong enough to even take it. So I always tell people, yes, go out here and, understand the herbal remedies and different things like that. But if you're not going to manage your energy and emotion, if you're not going to manage your stress, if you don't know how to ground yourself centered, if you don't know how to detach, if you don't know how to manage your energy, if you don't know how to frequency shift, no matter what you take is not going to work. Because you can't receive it if it's already full of whatever else is going on. So I always tell people, I yo-yo dieted for 20 years. I would lose 50 pounds, gain 60. Lose 30, gain 50. This kept happening to me all throughout my 20s and my early 30s, right? The reason why this was happening to me was because I never changed my mindset, which was the energetics around how I saw food. I only saw food as something to fill me up. I didn't understand that processed foods creates fat pockets in your body because it can't be digested. I didn't understand that processed foods disrupt the process of your cycle. So I began to continue to eat these things and do these things to myself, being ignorant to the fact. Okay? So once I was able to shift my energetics about fuel and how this body is a vehicle, and how eating for balance of each organ is very important, then it began to shift my reality, and the weight just came off. I had lost more weight just from the shift in my mindset, more so than I did when I actually started to work out to lose the 90 pounds. So I always tell people how I lost 90 pounds is to heal. When I begin to heal my mindset around things, I didn't need the weight anymore, because a lot of women don't realize you carry weight around for protection, because you really don't want to be seen. You really don't want to be looked at. Because if you're looked at and you're seen, then people will really know you. And you don't want nobody to know you for real. You don't want nobody to see past that facade. And you're scared of what's going to be on the other side if you do what you need to do with your body and what you're going to be looking like. Okay? So, I'm all for the supplements, but get your energy and motion first, baby, because if you don't, none of that is going to matter. Okay? My back has been healing and my acid reflux is gone. My hips are aligning, period. Because just like that, that's how it happens, okay? That's it. Y'all got this doggone fruit fly. All praises to the Most High. Yes, I've had a hysterectomy. You still have a hormonal cycle, baby. You still got a hormonal cycle. And I teach my clients to track it in in the Feminine Flourishing Mastery Suite. I teach you how to track your cycle. And I also teach you this in the Cycle Syncing Harmony, the Harmony in 6, the Cycle Syncing and Emotional Mastery Intensive. I give you a tracker. You get a legit tracker. That's very important for you to utilize. I'm watching this as I'm making at home face mask, period. Okay. So let me get a couple of these questions. I'm going to come back to it. Da, da, da. How do you sync when you're going through menopause? You have to track your hormonal cycle. And you can find out how to track your hormonal cycle in the Feminine Flourishing Mastery Suite. Okay? All right. So let's go ahead and get into number 3. Here's the third reason why your period is the key to unleashing the fullness of your energy. You have enhanced creativity and problem-solving skills. Rest isn't just physical, but it's mental. See, some of y'all go to sleep, but y'all can't turn y'all minds off. Let's talk about it. Some of y'all lay down and close your eyes, but it's really a nightmare, so you can't sleep. Because it's a nightmare in your mind. Because your thoughts are literally a nightmare. Because you overthink. They run you. You're not a master of them. Because you don't put them to bed. You don't put them to rest. You don't have any control in that aspect. And when you are during the phase of menstrual, or when you are releasing, you are putting your thoughts to bed. That's why it's important for you to be releasing, because you are putting those things to bed, baby. They got to go. Why are you still holding on to what happened 2 weeks ago? See, y'all that grudge holding, that's why y'all sick. Unforgiveness is linked to cancer. Diabetes type 2 is linked to bitterness. See, these are the things that people don't really want to talk about, but let's get into it. You don't listen to your body when it's telling you you're stressed, you might just go deaf. Because once you stress your body out to the point to where your blood pressure is out of control and your adrenals get blown, which your adrenals sit on top of your kidneys. If you don't have the money to do what you need to do to go to dialysis, that toxicity is going to build up, because there is a connection between the ears and the kidneys, and it runs on the same type of fluid. So it'll get so backed up with toxicity that you will go deaf. Just imagine not listening, and then just imagine spending years not listening just to turn around and not be able to hear. Talk about taking advantage of a gift of hearing. Want to know how your kidney's doing? What's the acuity of your hearing? How well do you hear right now? Want to know what's going on with your spleen? What are the colors of your lips looking like? See, how do I know these things? Because I'm a certified energetic psychology practitioner. So I study emotions on a cellular level. I also have a psychology degree. I have a master's in human service with a concentration of social work. So I literally study people and behavior and stress for a living. And I support my clients in coming out of it. Why? Because I used to be stressful as hell. I used to be stressed as hell. I used to be everybody's person. I was sick and I was looking crazy. All because I didn't know how to rest. Crazy work. Okay? So rest isn't just physical, it's mental. When you are in the menstrual phase of your cycle, okay? All praises to the Most High. This is when your most brilliant ideas and breakthrough solutions emerge. When you sit down and you rest and you chill and you be still and know that God is God, that's when God start guiding. But when the energy is you nervous and you desperate, let me tell y'all something too. It ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. And I'm going to put this pin in your heart, and I want you to really pay attention to this. Control and desperation are two sides of the same coin. Control and desperation are two sides of the same coin. The indicators that you need to heal your liver What's the condition of your site in your womb? The liver plays a huge role when it comes down to your menstrual cycle. Because like I said, the liver has over 300 functions. So we can look at your eyes. We can look at a multitude of things. So if you're having some liver issues, check your eyes, your sight, your vision. Okay? Because there's a connection. The liver actually sends nourishing blood to the eyes. And it also plays a huge role in the part of creation. Okay? So in that, if you are having issues in those two areas, you need to take a look at your liver. Because something is going down in your liver. Okay? Baby, I just answered this question now. Okay? All right. Because you have enhanced creativity. Okay? And for those who have eye issues, try but this is and let me say, this is in addition to you controlling your energy and motion. If you're having issues with your eyes and your sight, try putting castor oil. Balance your energy and motion. Make sure that you're eating properly. Carrots, they look like the eye for a reason because they strengthen eyes. And then also carrots and castor oil on your lids when you sleep at nighttime. Okay? Castor oil is one of those oils that literally penetrates through the skin. I also went to esthetician school for a while too. I got 69 hours left. I didn't go back because my coaching business took off. But I understand the dynamics that castor oil is one of those things that will penetrate to the skin, okay? So pay attention to those things. Very important and very vital. When you are in a space, when you're in your cycle and you're receiving all these digital downloads and all these different type of things, what you want to pay attention to is that you want to allow your mind the space to innovate and to solve these actual problems and things that are coming your way. But you can't do that if your energy's off. You can't do that if you are blocked. You can't do that if you are all over the place, okay? So you have to balance that energy. You're welcome. This thing is bothering me. Can a 13 sit in my restaurant? Michelle, I'm going to give you the perfect person who can help you with that. Her name is Sasha Rosa, health coach. Go ahead and follow her right now. She just had a client the other day who was cleared of fatty liver disease. See, I told you, baby, Sasha going to help you heal the wound, and I'm going to teach you how to make money with it. Period. The end. Sasha is my friend, and she's also my former client. And her results are literally like real results. And so she had a woman who came to her who had a fibroid that was like sitting out so big, like she was pregnant. Baby, by January, she was Gucci. That stomach was flat. Look, right here, somebody right here. Sasha, Jessica, yep. Sasha is the reason my period went from 7 days to 4 days. On everything, because guess what? When I was in Sasha's plant-based membership, Sasha is that girl. So if you talking about getting those things in balance, that's her. And y'all better catch her, because I know she's not going to be doing as much one-on-one work that she's doing now. Y'all better catch her before the year's out. These people that are getting in Sasha's program and working with her, baby, these fibroids are shrinking. People are trying to figure out, doctors are like, what are you doing? What's going on? And Sasha used to have these. She used to have fibroids. And she had them removed at one point. And she went back, and they grew back. And they wanted to do it again. And she was like, no. And baby, she got rid of them things. And she been helping women ever since. When I first met Sasha, I told her, I said, baby, you doing God's work. Get on TikTok. And she got on TikTok, and she done hit 6 figures. Listen to me. She the one. She is the one for that one, okay? Thank you for sharing. Let me see. I'm going to put her name in here. Thank you for sharing your experience. Her name is Sasha, S-A, S-A, and then Rosa, R-O-S-A. And if you type that in, it should say Sasha Rosa Health Coach, or it might come up as Womb Specialist. Go on and go over there. Go on and go over there. If you got fibroids, go over there now. And the reason why I'm telling you to go over there now, because you do not, and hear me when I'm telling you this, you do not want to be going to the freaking hospital in 2025 and 2026 trying to get major surgeries, and you don't know what's happening in this country. Let me tell you something. Get your health together. I would not want to be having to go to anybody's doctor's office and hospital in the midst of crisis of what is happening. Because when these countries clash, baby, everything gonna get impacted and affected. So if you have the ability to do your work now and heal those things within you, go over there and go holler at Sasha. I'm trying to tell you. Holler at her, get healed. Come holler at me. Figure out how to use it to get this money. Because messing with both of us, you're going to get right. You're going to get right. My energy has been balancing out every now and then. I feel aggressive energy. I'm unsure. I'm unsure why. You have to investigate when time frames. So is this a consistent thing that's happening? What's the time frame? Are you clocking it? Are you tracking yourself? What is this exactly looking like? And what's happening around that time? Nice. I just followed her. Awesome. Hello, hello, hello. Oh no, this thing moving. Please don't move because I don't got time. All right, there we go. This ain't finna get on my nerves. So how do fibroids feel? I don't know. Because I'm going to tell you, I've never had them. What I had was polycystic. What I had was diagnosed with in 2004 when no one's talking about it was polycystic ovarian syndrome. And that looks like having multi-cysts on your ovaries, like a cluster of pearls covering your ovaries. My experience with that was when a cyst ruptured, baby, from what women told me who've had labor pains, they told me that a cyst rupturing is worse than labor pains. I ain't had no labor pains, so I don't know, but I've had a cyst rupture, and baby, that ain't no hope. That I could tell you for sure. It landed me in the hospital 2 times where they had to give me morphine. So I can tell you what that feels like, and it's horrible. But I can't tell you about fibroids. I can tell you the experience that I've seen other people with it, and it really makes them very insecure. It really makes a lot of women appear like they're pregnant. Anything can happen. It just seems like it's just coming out. So it's a lot. Okay. Anything for PCOS, stress less. First thing you need to do is balance your emotions with PCOS immediately. The energetics are very important when it comes down to PCOS, because a lot of women who have PCOS are overworkers, overthinkers, overextenders, and overanalyzers. I was one. Baby, I think I was all of them, okay? Well, I was really out of whack. So, number 4. You get improved emotional stability. Resting during your period stabilizes your emotions, okay? Avoid the emotional roller coaster caused by ignoring your body's needs. Learn how to embrace rest so that you can handle challenges with greater emotional resilience. A lot of women are unhinged. And I hate it for y'all. Because if you can't control your emotions now, what you gonna do when stuff really start getting wild? Because this ain't even wild. Like, what's happening is wild, but it ain't wild. Like, it's going to get wild. Like, if you can't ground yourself now, what are you going to do? Your cycle is a time frame for you to ground. Be within self. Go within self. Understand the importance of being stable. Because this is very important and very, very vital. Because, and I don't mean no harm, no shade, but if you don't have emotional instability, what you gonna do when the dollar crash? Cry? Scream? Figure out what you gonna do? Stress? What is that gonna do? When you can put yourself in position and be better in the form of energetics and plan and be in position. Everybody has something they're supposed to be doing right now, but most people can't hear because they're so blocked and clogged up with the wrong food, blocked and clogged up with trauma from month to month to month that they ain't releasing during their cycle, blocked up with men that they shouldn't even be dealing with, like wasting time, wasting their energy, like blocked, completely blocked, unable to receive. Position yourself for stability as a woman. When you position yourself for internal stability as a woman, that means that you won't seek external validation from men, from other people, because you'll know who you are. Everything added unto you outside of yourself will be simply sprinkles. Y'all be holding a cone out hoping people put ice cream in there, baby. Put your own ice cream in there. Everything else that somebody else give you is sprinkles. You're supposed to understand your own innate value. That's how people don't appreciate things that don't know their value. You know why they hide the most expensive jewelry in the jewelry store and they put the cheap in the front so the people who want to break in can take that. But they can't get to the real stuff because it's valued. It's locked up. It's stored away. Because they understand the value of that. So they don't just allow it to be any and everywhere. So learn how to steal away. Learn how to really be still so that you can really rest, so that you can receive, which is your feminine divine right. Okay? Number 5, the fifth reason why a strengthened immune system, a fifth reason why your period is the key to unleashing the fullness of your energy is you strengthen your immune system. Ignoring your body's needs weakens your immune system, especially during the period of your cycle. When you honor the need for rest, you support the function of your immune system. Your immune system consists of a multitude of organs. It's a system. And when one thing in the system is off balance, it throws everything else out of balance. Literally, our 24-hour clock, every 2 to 3 hours, there are organs within your body that are charging. Every 2 to 3. That's what I'm saying. Like, we don't even know what's going on in our bodies. The Most High is such a masterful architect. Your body charges. Organs charge every couple of hours, and it depends on the following organ to be able to do its job. So when one organ is off, then everything is off. I want you to think about a clock. If we got a full-fledged clock from 12 a.m. all the way back to 12 a.m. again, if somebody took away 1 a.m., that's going to affect how we get into 2 a.m. It's going to affect how we get into 3 a.m. That is literally how your body operates, okay? So it's important for you to stay healthy and resilient by aligning with your body's natural rhythm. Because if you don't, you run the risk of ignoring your cycle, which throws your whole body out of alignment. So now you are operating from a misaligned space, misaligned beliefs, misaligned energy, misaligned actions. That's exactly why you're not living the life you want to live and getting what you want to get. Misaligned beliefs, misaligned energy, misaligned actions. Whatever the belief is, the belief impacts biology, and biology influences the way that you behave. So if you believe that rest is something that you should not do because you don't feel comfortable sitting down, because you feel like you have to always do something and you always have to be busy, then guess what? Your reality is going to be one of illness. Prepare yourself. Get ready. Get ready. Because even when you look at soul food, baby, the Big Mama would end up being in the hospital. She kept eating that terrible food, and she had diabetes, but she was also stressing about the entire family, baby. And guess what ended up happening? We saw what happened to Grandma Hands. They had to put Grandma in the ground, okay? Because everybody wants to lean on Grandma. Why? Because she's the backbone. That's where the backbone gets you. It gets you laying on your back. Let's talk about it. But not getting up from it either. Okay? So we need to pay attention to the importance of, yes, taking risks are important in business. Yes, getting results are valuable. Okay? Yes, being rewarded is amazing. But if you ain't got rest, you will not retain the things that you think that you have in your grasp at this moment. You will not be able to retain or sustain these things. So you might as well prepare yourself, okay? So stop playing with your period, because it is a part of your power. And if you want to understand that more, then I have 3 options for you actually. Sign up for my free masterclass that I'm having on July 11th. Click the link in my bio and grab your seats, okay? The second option, and that's for you to learn about your cycle, how it impacts you, how it benefits you, all that great stuff, and decoding it. If you want to get into like the real depths of it so you can heal your life and start that aspect, then you want to consider the cycle, the Harmony in 6 cycle syncing emotional mastery 6-week intensive that starts on 7/7. That program currently is $1,500. You can get it with Klarna, Affirm, and Afterpay. It is 6 weeks. You can click the link in the bio to find out more information about it. The other aspect that I have, or the other option that I have, is for you to schedule an emotional mastery session with me, an Eclipse Your Chaos session, a one-on-one. My assistant did not change the price point to $397 because I did not remind her to do so. So the price point right now still on there is $197. I can guarantee you that it's not going to be $197 by midnight. So if you want a one-on-one session with me because you are struggling with your energy management, you are struggling to detach, you are struggling to ground yourself and to shift your frequency in general so that you can be grounded enough to do what you need to do, then book that session. You're going to book the session. You're going to get a quiz in that session, and it's going to tell me what we need to focus on. Do we need to focus on helping you detach because you are too attached to people, to things of this world? Do we need to work on your energy management? Maybe you're too much of the people pleasing person. So we need to get some boundaries in place and get that prepared. Maybe you're the person that struggles with massive anxiety, so you struggle to shift your frequency because you're bouncing from up and down. If you fit in any of those categories, you need a one-on-one with me. And I'm going to tell you, them one-on-ones are extremely powerful. The people who have been in those sessions with me, they know the work that gets done. And I can also tell you that I'm not going to be doing these one-on-ones emotional. This is my last hurrah with solely focusing on helping women center. Because I'm going to be so honest with you so right now. And I'm not trying to be funny, and I'm not trying to scare you, but I'm going to tell you the truth. If you don't ground your emotions before this year's out, 45 minutes for $197, 60 minutes, I'm shifting it, it's going to be $397. So right now it's 45 minutes. If you don't learn to ground your emotions right now as a woman in 2024 before this year is out, you are not going to be able to ground them in 2025. Because there are so many things that are in the works that are coming that are going to hit people with the flex even before this year's out. And if you don't have the techniques and the tools to position yourself to have tunnel vision, you are going to succumb to everything that is around you. And that is going to disrupt your process of being able to create. And if you can't create, then you don't invent anything that's attractive. And if you don't invent anything that's attractive, you will not have any money. And if you don't have any money, you will be working for somebody else. And 9 times out of 10, when countries and corporations are going through hell and you have to come and work for them and they know you need them, they treat you like the slave they believe you are. So you choose your positioning. Because there is a creator economy that right now is $250 billion heavy. But the creator economy is going to expand, projected to $480 billion by 2027. That's less than 3 years from now. So what are you going to do in this current state so you can get a piece of that 480? Because if you're not getting some of that 480, or if you're not getting some of this shift and change that's happening, you're going to be a slave to corporations. Pay attention to what I'm telling you. They are building campuses at certain corporations, certain stores. They are building campuses for you to live on. It's giving concentration camp. Y'all better watch what is happening in your world. And you are going to have to ground yourself so that you can have tunnel vision, so that you can focus on doing what you need to do so you don't find yourself being a slave. Like Apple in China. Ooh, baby, I didn't even know Apple in China had living quarters. See? I didn't even know that. I didn't even know. I know they got a little something in Alaska where they're paying people about $20,000 to come down there, and they basically got them living in shacks and got them working 12 hours a day. Modern day slave, baby. Let me go up these questions. I do not do readings. That's not something that I do. How do you define value so that you can receive it? The value is internal. It comes from you understanding your own value, that your time, energy, attention, and money, and so you treat yourself as such, and you don't allow anyone to treat you anything less than your actual identity. So the value is in knowing your identity. And when you know your identity, then you can articulate your value, and people will pay you on a high level because they see your value. It's the same thing that happens very rarely when people come into corporations and they make such an impact that when the person wants to leave, they're like, no, I don't want you to leave. We found some more money to pay you. See, that's them understanding your value. See, when you can walk away from a corporation and they don't offer you no money to stay, they don't even be like, well, maybe you want to. They don't value you. You're replaceable. And that's what hurts a lot of people's feelings, specifically women, because you go into these corporations thinking that they care about you because they're being nice to you. Do you understand that nice is not even real? It's a state of being. It's not a posture. Kindness is a heart posture. You think you cool with these people? Put your 2 weeks in and see if they offer you more money to stay. They don't value you because you have not articulated that you are valuable. So value is a byproduct of understanding your identity, and understanding your identity yields you an aspect of power. And operating in that power is how other people are very much so attracted to you. And they want to know more about you, and they want to invest in you. Okay? So hopefully that helps. There are certain foods we can't even tolerate. I realized I couldn't tolerate red meat. Yep, I hadn't had beef in 20 years. Beef and pork. I haven't eaten beef and pork in 20 years. It just didn't. When I went to the doctor, my doctor said when I was 20 that she diagnosed me with polycystic ovarian. I went on this thing and I was like, I didn't want beef and pork, so I didn't eat it for like weeks, a month, and I just didn't crave it anymore. But come to find out, with my blood type, according to what that says anyway, those meats wouldn't have been good for me anyway because I supposedly have lower stomach acid to digest them. So you got to pay attention to what's happening within the body. Can you say the prices again? Okay. So the Feminine Advantage Masterclass is zero cost. That's the introduction to understanding your cycle and different things like that. The emotional the Eclipse Your Chaos emotional mastery sessions that are $197. You can get them with Klarna, Affirm, and Afterpay. They will not be $197 after midnight. I guarantee you that. I know I said I guarantee they will not be $197 after midnight. But they are currently $197. You can get a recliner, Affirm, and Afterpay. And that is where we can either assess if you need frequency shifting because you have such anxiety issues. If you have boundary issues, is energy management is going to be the focus. And if you struggle to detach, if attachment is your issue, we're going to address those things because all of those things are about energetics. That's why you keep going through these cycles over and over again. You keep calling your therapist talking about the same thing over and over again because you haven't solved the energetics problem. You just keep talking about it. So there is no solution. This puts you in position to get the solution that you're looking for and the strategy that you're looking for. It is a top tier service. I'm really glad I started offering it, but I'm also not going to be offering it after this year because, baby, I ain't going to be able to do nothing for you. I ain't going to be able to do nothing for you when it really start happening because it's hard to try to catch your ground in and get tools when everything is going on, baby. You better get it when you know you need to be moving. Okay? And then my Cycle Syncing Harmony program is Harmony 6 program. The Cycle Syncing Emotional Mastery program is $1,500, and the Feminine Flourishing Mastery Suite, which is basically like your entire business, online business in a box. If you need everything from your business model to how to set up your cycle syncing schedule with your business, how to do all of these things, you can get that for $697. You get the recliner, Affirm, and Afterpay as well, and you get you get 2 1-on-1 sessions with me. And baby, that's the golden ticket right there. Because once you figure out what service you're going to offer, how you're going to build out your business, I'm going to support you in creating a full plan of how we're going to get you paid. Because that's the point, to get you paid. Use the womb, create, get paid. Your womb is a creation station, okay? Not just figuratively, not just literally, but figuratively too. If you're not having babies during that time when you are releasing and doing these things, that energy can be utilized to be able to create your baby, as in your business or whatever the case may be. But you learn that in the Feminine Flourishing Mastery Suite, and you learn that when you work with me one-on-one. So that, like I said, is $697. So we have $197, $697, $1,500. My higher level program is $5. My highest. My higher level program is $5, and then I do one-on-ones with people, but I only take 4 one-on-ones a year because that's a 5-figure investment. That's mentorship. So that means you're paying 5 figures. Okay. Let's see. Do I eat chicken here and there? And only organic. Love you back. Ooh, child. Remember I told y'all them years? Remember I said 2 years, 7 years, and 21 years? See how you just did that there? Them 2 years was 2026. I said 2 years. Pay attention. 2 years, 7 and 21. Oh God. But yeah, just pay attention. I eat fish for sure. Do you have to pay for the one-on-one before scheduling a date? Yes. Because here's why you have to pay before you get to schedule. Because I don't know how to, what am I trying to say? I don't believe people unless they sorry guys. I don't believe people. I'm gonna just hold it because I'm almost done anyway. I don't believe people take things seriously unless they invest. I don't take things seriously unless I invest. Unless I invest my time, my energy, my attention, and my money into it, I'm not taking it serious. I'm not being for real. So investments are definitely required. Not, ma'am, I need all of them. Girl, well, get in line. Start at the bottom. Start at the bottom and then work your way up. It's definitely worth the investment. What other questions do you guys have for me? Congratulations. Somebody just booked 2 sessions. I've seen 2 sessions just come through. So somebody just booked an emotional mastery session. 2 people, actually. What questions do you guys have for me before I get ready to get off here, baby? Because this ain't finna worry me with this little, Oh, that's why it's not tight. But I don't feel like fixing it. I'm just gonna hold it. So what questions do you guys have for me before I get ready to go? Because I have got to go, loves. Preparation is key. You better know it. You better know it. If you ain't planning, if you ain't prepared, baby, you planning to fail. That's what it is. And at this time, women need to be operating from a space of ease. And you can't do that if your cramp's so heavy. You can't do that if your body is fighting against you and your body starts to defend itself against what you allow into it after a long period of time of taking it. So it's almost like you doing this to your body. You're poking the bear. And then eventually the bear like, you know what? It's time to turn up. That's literally what happens with the body. Okay? All right, loves, I'm not seeing any questions. So I'm going to let y'all go. Make sure that you click the link in the bio to be able to sign up for the masterclass happening on the 11th or any of the services or programs. Congratulations, somebody else just booked a one-on-one session. So I'm super, super excited about that. And let me just say this, y'all. I'm going to be honest. I'm cool with coming on here and making sure that you guys get all the information that you need to get. But make sure that you're implementing it. Because I don't care about congratulations. I don't care about praise. I don't care about compliments. I barely care about criticisms. What I care about is results. That's what I care about. So make sure that you are implementing these things. You're doing your work, and because high fives and amens, I don't care about none of that. I really don't care. Because if you're not changing your life, you're not really impressing me. That means you're just hoarding knowledge to talk to your friends about, and I don't need that. I don't need that at all. I need you to do your work. Because we got time, but you ain't got as much time as you think. The time you have is to collapse time by manifesting faster. And I'm telling you, you are in a year where you can manifest things faster. And if you don't, what you do right now in these next 6 months gonna set your next 20 years. Watch. What you do in these next 6 months, they're gonna set the tone for your next 20. So be wise and invest your time, your energy, your attention, and your money where it needs to be. So, and if that means to be with me, baby, you better get on before I stop, because I promise you I'm about to be on my way out. So I hope that y'all have an amazing, amazing Thursday. Click the link in the bio to get any more information in regard to me, and DM me if you have any additional questions. And yeah, congratulations to those who have made investments in their future. I can't wait to help you shift that frequency or manage that energy or detach. Okay? Because a lot of y'all need to detach. We too attached in real time. All right? Y'all have an amazing, amazing evening. And what's your question, baby? I was just about to come out. What's your question? No, I missed it. Let me go back up. Yes. Yes, I did answer your question. You have to pay for the one-on-one before you book it with me. Investments are required prior to service. Is that the only question that you asked? Because I want to make sure I didn't miss another one. Why you ain't tell me my lipstick was halfway on here, y'all? Now I'm going to go fix it, baby, because I'm slicker. I ain't a perfectionist. When it come down to makeup, I be like, hold on now. Because you've been an artist for too many years to be slipping. So I need to add some more right there. But if you have another question, love, just DM me and I'll answer your question. Absolutely no problem. Like I said, congratulations. Congratulations to the queens who I will be seeing soon, who have booked their services. I will talk to you guys soon. I do feel like I will be back live on tomorrow. Lord said the same. So I'll see you tomorrow. Peace, y'all.